Morning, everybody. Welcome to Malibu. It's a gray day up here, not unlike what it would be like to drive in the UK. And we have a perfect UK motoring vehicle. This is the 2017 Aston. It might be 2016. Let's go with 2016. Aston V12 Vantage S. And I've reviewed the V12 Vantage S before. We made a very pretty film with it, with a yellow one, and lost all kinds of money on it. This one is cool because it's the manual. That's right. See that? This one is cool because it is the manual gearbox. It now has a 7-speed manual, but unlike the Porsche and GM 7-speed manuals, this one has a dogleg first gear. So first gear is down to the left, which gives it a bit of a learning curve, and we'll talk about that on the road. But this thing is about 220 grand as tested. Base price is just a tick under 200. It has a 565 horsepower, 6-liter V12. It's obviously rear-wheel drive on a tight, compact little body. It weighs 3,670 pounds, which is heavy, but if you see the size of the engine, you'll understand. My favorite thing about this car, the interior. It's beautifully sculpted, it's really well crafted, but the materials are so cool. It looks like a $500 special edition sneaker in here. And the sneaker theme kind of continues to the outside with the stripes, but these materials, it's like a sweatshirt or something. It is so cool. I want every car I have to have this interior in it. So let's go for a drive. And, well, we were gonna go that way, but now we have a car. Well, let's go for a drive and see how it do. Well, it gets an A for sound. Coming from the McLaren 570S and then a Tesla to this Aston, we are, it's like going to the backspin station on XM. This is old school supercar motoring. There are so few $200,000 plus cars that you can get with a manual these days, or a naturally aspirated V12 engine. I mean, Ferrari and Lambo are the last ones there with that, alongside Aston. And so there's a lot of vintage feel to it. It's old school. All the controls are very heavy. The pedals are heavy, although they do have good feel. The shifter's heavy, although it does have good feel. The steering is actually right in the middle. It's right where I want it. It's the old school hydraulic system. Offers great feel and feedback. The driving position is a little strange for me. If I sit where I should be, my head hits the roof. If I scrunch down a little bit, my neck kind of hurts. I don't recall it being this wonky in the last V12 I drove, but for some reason, this one feels a little different, and the seats aren't bucket-like they are in the McLaren. I feel like they're kind of overstuffed in the middle, which is weird. So, the manual gearbox. Getting used to it is a little tricky. I found my favorite strategy after driving around looking like an idiot for about 6 hours on the first day. I don't treat it like first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. I treat it like I treat it like a 0.5 and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's like you use first gear just to get rolling, and then you start your H pattern at 25 miles an hour and go through the gears there. And so it feels centered above the 4-5 gear, which I think of as the 3-4 gear. Fortunately, this car is kind of the one example where I really appreciate auto rev matching. In most cars, I don't like it. I spend a lot of time practicing driving a manual, and I want to heel toe myself. But in this car, well, we've caught some people, and maybe we won't go that way. All right, we'll flip around. In this car, it'll be a good opportunity. So third, second, first. Where was I? What was I just talking about? So now I'm rolling. Now I'm in second, but it feels like I'm in first. So now I'm just going to treat it as a 6-speed that I've started from a roll. That mentally helps me. Oh, where are we at? Rev matching, right. The moving inertia of this giant 6-liter V12 is so much that if you miss a downshift or you miss a gear, you can really upset the chassis, even if your rev matching isn't perfect. So with rev matching on, while you're trying to figure out the gearbox, it's just a safety net for not messing up and looping the thing into a cliff. Hold down the sport button. We're in sport mode. So now auto rev matching is off. So it's totally doable, as I'll demonstrate as I do it myself here. But without practice, and while you're getting used to the gearbox, I actually recommend leaving it on. You know, so many supercar manufacturers and sports car manufacturers these days are trying to make their cars easier to drive. Automatic gearboxes, they're better and they're great in traffic. The clutch engagements are getting so good with the dual clutch gearboxes. And then here's Aston Martin, typical British stubbornness, going, not only are we sticking with NA V12, not only are we putting a manual in it, but we're changing the order of the gears. We're going to make it even more hard for you to drive. You know, there used to be a time when driving a supercar meant you couldn't just afford the car, you could do something that other people couldn't do. You know, just driving that car, keeping it in line without any kind of driver aids at all. That used to be kind of an accomplishment in and of itself. And now anybody can drive a supercar. There's no barrier to entry. You just press the auto button and that's it. This one, it's different. It's hard. It's something that you have to learn. If I just, hey, try this Aston Martin, people will feel really dumb because they're not driving it properly for the first bit. I'm not going to sell any of these based on a little test drive, but you got to trust me on this. Once you start driving it for a day, once you get out of first and second gear and really start hustling it, you know, through the canyon, you realize that having those other gears all lined up so nicely really makes a lot of sense. With 2, 3, and 4, 5 just right in line with each other, like a little 4-speed pattern, it makes so much sense. Just stop thinking about the numbers. Gearbox aside, as we go over that bump, I can talk about the chassis. So, short wheelbase, heavy engine, big power. Clearly it's set up for drifting, although I'm not going to drift Mulholland right now. It's a little oversprung and underdamped. Because it's so heavy and they want it to have a sporty ride, it's got really stiff springs. The problem is the dampers are adjustable, and in both normal and sport mode, they're just too stiff. Both settings are. So even on normal, it's a little bouncy, and then on stiff, it's just overall too stiff. Does Mr. TSX want to let me by? No? Okay. If he doesn't want to let me by, we're going to have a little pull-off, regather thoughts, and, want to pull off? Want to pull off? Want to pull off? No. Okay. We're going to wait. I'll be right back. Suspension is a little too stiff, and it bounces around, and it's a little unsettling. It's not my ideal setup compared to a 911 or the McLaren 570. They take big bumps better than this. Now, because it's so heavy, the P0 Corsa tires do stay on the ground, and you don't lose grip, but it's just not my ideal situation, especially when every bump means I whack my head on the ceiling. That can get a little old. What doesn't get old is the engine, which is insane. It's a crazy motor, huge displacement, very linear power. It's if you use a little throttle, it gives you that luxurious shove of torque that a turbo motor cannot replicate. And if you go flat to the floor, it sounds amazing. Halfway between like feline and sea creature. It's sort of like a manatee, and also there we go. It's halfway between manatee and angry tiger. All right, red light. Give me a minute. I'll be right back. Just on this short little transit section here to the next good road. Trying to navigate Malibu in the morning. These beautiful interior controls, totally bespoke, amazing to look at, pretty logical to use, but you can tell where Aston has spent their money. In the McLaren and the Tesla, both very expensive cars, their money went to other priorities, whether it's performance, weight savings, electric technology and whatnot. And so you can tell because LCD screens are cheap. So if you've just got a big LCD screen and that's your whole dash, that's techie, but that's the cheap solution. Making these gauges, making these controls is really expensive, especially at the volume that we're talking about with these cars. And so you can just tell that's where the money went. There is a permanence to stuff like this that there isn't with an LCD screen. I mean, imagine what in 20 years cars with full LCD gauges are going to look like. They're going to look ridiculous. It's going to be a joke. They're going to seem old. Whereas these gauges, it's like having a mechanical watch. It's like having a nice Swiss watch where, sure, it's lower tech, but it's that level of low tech forever. Same thing goes for the manual transmission. This car may not be as fast as today's newest McLaren, but it will feel exactly the same as it does right now in 50 years. If computer technology allows us to progress as fastly if computer technology allows us to continue at the rate we've been continuing at, that stuff will feel outdated very quickly, and this analog stuff will be amazing. I gotta make a left here. I miss a shift. I'm still working on it. It's getting busy out here this morning, so we're gonna ditch off this road too. My road choice this morning has been rough. I apologize. We're gonna make it sing, I promise. We're gonna make a left. What else can I talk about? I mean, the fact that you still have to use a key to start this thing, and there's no push button. There's no keyless entry. You have to press unlock on the key and then put the key in the dash. The key, by the way, is made of crystal. And if you drop it, it's like $4,000, $3,000. And so you got to take it out of your pocket while standing in... Oh, come on! Oh, okay. All right. Well, if you both are turning, here we go. All right, let's go quick. Throttle response on this 12 is really, really good. There's no indicated red line on the tach, but I feel you get a shift light around 6,200, and you hit the rev limiter around 7. See, leave it in third, let that big torque pull you right out of there. I didn't even have to go to second there. That was amazing. This is, despite its weight, which is considerable, this is probably the most nimble V12 powered car ever built. It has no problem changing directions as we go through the second of Payuma's many carousels. up into the clouds. I don't know the weight distribution offhand, but it feels like the front rear weight distribution is actually pretty good. That's how you get those good transitions. If it was super nose heavy and not heavy enough in the back, it would plow. If it was rear heavy, it would probably want to oversteer, and that's an easy thing to manage in this thing, actually. This is excellent. On smooth roads, it's great. It's really just on some of these bumpier canyons, it gets unhappy. Really, just it squirts because you come out of that corner 4,000 RPM with a 12. While you're getting used to what feels like going back to first, but is really going back to second, I am thankful for the rev matching. I feel like I would fuck it up if I didn't have it. Man, the amount of, it's 443 pounds of torque, but it feels like more than that. Here's a bouncy section. Up through the last carousel. Very bouncy. Top of second gear. It really squirts. And it's got long legs. Like, you know, in a lot of these paddle shifter boxes, you're banging through gears so quick. With the wide power band of this engine and the manual gearbox, the gears are long enough that you've got just the right amount of time to enjoy every gear. As the cloud rolls over the top of the ridge, that was pretty. Yes. Man, this thing is real fast. I wish, wow, we're in a cloud now. I can't believe I'm saying this, but the only thing I would do to really improve this car, I mean, it's clearly got the power, it's got the sound, it's got the ceramic brakes. If I could find a way to get the seat a little lower, I'd be really happy, but you shouldn't have to say this for a $200,000 car. But a really good set of, like, coilovers or Öhlins or something would really make, you know, all the difference in the world in this car. It's just the body on the wheels, it feels kind of unwieldy and bouncy, and that's kind of where they lose me. It's just not as composed as I want it to be. On the other hand, you have to love Aston Martin for making something that is so old school and analog and really wearing it, really owning it. And I it's not perfect, but I love the car, and I'm really glad it exists. And so thank you for watching, and thank you to Aston Martin for letting me borrow their car, and I'll see you guys next time.